I appreciate this privilege to make some presentations. And I want to present to you about the U.S. Media Leadership Corporation. The U.S. Media Leadership Corporation is a firm that is established in order to confine good informations. As you can see, that one of the leadership problems we have today is based on information. Some informations in the society are not true. So you can see some depreciation on journalistic presentation or approach in our societies globally today. So the U.S. Media Leadership Corporation is meant to establish entrepreneurships and is open for investors to come and invest. Mostly, it is a corporate body, very, very standard on American standard on media corporation. So I would like to admonish entrepreneurs, investors, to make sure that they grab the opportunity in order to invest. One thing we should understand very clearly is that this U.S. Media Leadership Corporation has a purpose. You see, in communication, when you communicate to people and they didn't understand, they cannot respond. But when you communicate to people, they understand, they can easily respond to that communication. So this is a purely business organized corporation. A purely business organized corporation. As the standard I said before is American standard. So doors are open towards such. Two, we can see that the success of every country is determined by its leadership. The failure of every country economy is also determined by its leadership. So there is this vision that U.S. Media Leadership Corporation should set up a leadership training scheme where we will have time to educate people who aspires to become leaders in the future in this country. Leadership is godly oriented. Leadership is a potential that is deposited in every individual who becomes a leader by God. And it is required of every leader to lead well because of accountability. So what I'm trying to say is that there is atom of leadership in every individual, starting from families to the society, to people in the government. Mostly, people in the government should be more educated about what leadership is all about, because some people take leadership as an opportunity to enrich themselves, while it is not like that. Any moment you take leadership as an opportunity to become rich, you are not going to give people what leadership requires. You are not going to bring transformation in the society. You're not going to leave any legal impact in the society. So U.S. Media Leadership Corporation is a body that has 27 representatives in the world, of which Ukraine becomes one. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to admonish mostly investors. And these investors, we have two departments of investors. The public investors. How do I mean? These public investors could be a group of people that unite together. And this calls for a high level of funding, because in this cooperative media setup, there's a level of, or a standard of funding that is required to these public investors. And this includes national banks. For instance, in public investors, when group of people comes together to invest, I may not make mention of money, but it requires a very large amount of funding as far as this is concerned. Another one is private investors. Private investors based on individuals who has interest in entrepreneurship, interest in developing the society, interest in transforming lives, interest in leaving legacy, interest in funding, as well as also making some profit, because the moment you invest, automatically you become a shareholder. And the moment you become a shareholder, there's also standard of the amounts you invest, that during, if we follow the procedures regarding the setup scale, we discover that a time will come when directors will be choosing, when positions will be offered. So based on the department you fall, you can now see that you could be one of the directors. So what I'm trying to say is that US Media Leadership Corporation is very, very standard and recognized globally. So I'm admonishing everyone who is interested, no matter the amount you could invest. Finally, in this media cooperative setup, there is opportunity for those who would like to become journalists to come. That is why we also incorporate it as journalistic investigative center, where people who has this desire to become journalists will come, so that the required knowledge, the required training they could embrace in order to bring very good transformation in the society, and also give very good information. Information really matters. For instance, if somebody comes in here and tells us that there is bomb behind us, every one of us will be disorganized and we would like to run away in order to secure our lives. So media is one of the problems we are having globally today. In other words, this is a qualified standard training skill for those who would become journalists in the future, in order to present the truth, the fact, not gathering information or hearing anything. You look at what is happening. Some people will just rise up and speak one ill against the presidency. Some people will just rise up and speak one ill against the deputies. Some people will just rise up and speak against the governing board of the country. But it's not supposed to be so. Even in the Bible, if you're a Christian, God himself said, make sure that you did not speak ill of the leadership. Rather, you should pray for them, because there's a lot of pressure on the leadership of every country. So there are required knowledge we should grab in order to transform our society to betterment. So I admonish every one of us who would have the interest, no matter whether on the private or public department of investment. Thank you.